200th episode of the
Mm.
Purple Rain Podcast.
Yes.
Once again, welcome back to the 200th episode, 200 of the Purple Rain Podcast. Goodness gracious. Thank you all for coming through to another episode, but thank you for allowing us to go 200 episodes. That is absolutely unreal, insane. I'm kind of speechless just thinking about where we started. Actually found the tweet, my first tweet of our first live stream, and it was, I believe, November 7th, 2020. Yeah. Almost 3 years, and we were here for episode 200. Crazy. Insane.
Crazy stuff, insane stuff, like you said, man. And on behalf of both of us, just from bottom of our hearts, if you're listening to this right now, thank you. You are a friend of ours. If you're a friend of the show, you're part of our family, the Rain Gang family. And for you guys to be rocking out with us for 200 episodes, or for however long that you listening to this, you personally have been watching us or listening to the show, thank you. Just thank you. Because like Alex said, you guys allow us to do this. You guys give us this platform to talk about the team that we love so much and the sport that we love so much. And, I just can't be more grateful than what I am, and more appreciative for everything that the Rain Gang does for us, hands down.
I mean, this podcast is, like, I say the 3 years we've been doing this basically is like the most insane 3 years of my life, gone through so much. And this podcast has always been a constant. I've had numerous different setups.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I know, we've done this from, let's see, I know you were in Carolinas, Florida, I know Jersey, like this, we've gone crazy, doing this. So I really appreciate everybody being here. I really can't thank you enough. Like there's not many constants in my life, but this is definitely one of the constants. So, I truly appreciate everybody for allowing us to do this.
Absolutely, man. Couldn't have said it any better myself. Just bringing up some of you guys who are here in the live chat, because this is the Rain Gang family. This is what we do. So if this is your first time tuning in, make sure you go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Maybe like the video, you know what I mean? Because we got a whole lot of, camaraderie over here. I'll call it that. Mod Boz is in the house. Says, happy 200th episode. Been rocking with y'all since day dot. Also also like the video, or the kids won't get any cake. Yeah, it's a celebration. You gotta like the video, guys.
The kids gotta eat the cake. Come on.
Gotta eat. We got Jabari Cruz Ellis in the house, another Purple Rain pioneer himself. Yeah, thank you, boss, again. Says, what's up, Purple Rain gang? We got Oscar in here. Can't wait for 300, because I know you'll get there, boys. Absolutely. Already looking ahead 100 more episodes.
Crazy. Hopefully a Super Bowl is in there as well. Hopefully a Super Bowl stream. That'd be pretty cool.
That would be amazing. Yolanda's in the house, another Purple Rain pioneer, been rocking out with us for a long time. Thank you, Yolanda. Says, good evening, Rain Gang. Happy 200th episode. Yeah, man. Thank you. RJ says, been watching you guys. First time in the chat, though.
Welcome.
Thanks for speaking up.
To the chat.
Yeah, welcome.
Love
Part of the family. Yeah, man. Appreciate you for coming through. Quony in the house says, what's up, Rain Gang? Boz says, when do I get my 401k? Mod Boz working hard down in the chat room. We appreciate it.
Crazy.
Jay says, first time being in a live and not a replay. Okay.
Wow,
yeah,
thank
absolutely.
you. Love that.
And if you're not watching this episode 200 of the Purple Rain Podcast live, and you are part of the hashtag replay gang, thank you so much for coming out to this episode, listening to us, supporting us for however long you've been supporting us for. We just appreciate it again. So yeah, of course, lots of football to talk about today. Week 6 is ahead, and we've got a pretty interesting matchup coming up. The Ravens are in London as we speak. I think the Titans are getting ready to go to London. So we're going to go ahead and get into breaking all of that down. And we will be doing the jersey giveaway. Listen, we will be doing the jersey giveaway. There's some information at the bottom of the screen right now about it. The Zay Flowers jersey giveaway winner will be announced at the end of the episode. So make sure you stick around. Okay.
How fitting, though, we're playing the Titans on the 200th episode of the Purple Rain Podcast, when our best episodes came against the Titans in 2020. I remember that. The playoff game, regular season game. How fitting. It's just
How fitting.
poetry.
Yeah, it is. It is. Let me see. Boss says, "Welcome, replay gang is crazy in here." Yeah,
it does get crazy.
All right, so it's time to talk some ball. Presented by Manscaped. Oh yeah, we got to bring up Manscaped. That's our sponsor, right? You can go on manscaped.com. You can save yourself 20% off using our code PRP. Plus, you get free international shipping. So all sorts of their products like the beard hedger, the lawnmower, the shirts, the ball deodorant, the ball toner, all sorts of things on manscaped.com. Wonderful products, by the way, if I must say. They send Alex and I some products, and we really like them. So we think that you'll really like them. And if you want to give them a shot, you can save yourself some money too. Here's your shot. Use our code PRP. Save 20% plus free international shipping. Okay, so it's time to talk some ball, right?
Ball talk.
Manscaped, ball talk, brought to you by Manscaped. Getting into the matchup versus the Titans this week. And before we even get into the health report, because you guys know that's what we normally kick off with when we're doing our preview episodes, I just mentioned that the Ravens are already in London, right? Mm-hmm. Been in London all week. The Titans, I think, are just flying there today, if I'm not mistaken.
You're correct.
I combed through the Titans media, their beat writers and everything like that. All of them were saying like, oh yeah, so-and-so, I think it was Treylon Burks is not going to London. He's not traveling. When I saw that, I was like, wait a minute, they're not in London yet?
Right.
They haven't made the trip? And the Ravens have been there all week. So I think that, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. I'd have to dig up the history on this, which would be pretty hard to do, but I would assume that we're getting more well accustomed and adjusted to, the time difference and things like that, just London in general. And then the Titans might be a little bit more winded since they're not getting as much of an adjustment period. What do you think?
That's what we did in 2017, the Ravens. We went there on that Thursday or Friday and got our asses whooped 44-7. That 5 hours time difference will kick your ass. That jet lag will kick your ass. And I even saw a couple Ravens were sick when they got over here. I know Clowney didn't practice. So, I mean, bold strategy, but anything that helps us out. But yeah, I mean, definitely gonna be tough on the players to get them acclimated so quick.
Yeah, you see, Oscar says here, y'all, I'm from Germany.
Oh,
the jet lag going there is rough. Going back is easier, but going there can be rough. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's dope.
Absolutely. Shout out to you, Oscar. Let's see. MJ Dubs says, yo, what's good? Y'all, what's going on, man? Appreciate you for coming through. Lisa Ann in the house, another Purple Rain Pioneer, says, hey, guys, I'm still ticked about that loss. Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to put it behind me, but it does still sting because we should be 5-0 right now. Shoulda, coulda, woulda, but we should be 5-0, right? But yeah, I just wanted to bring that up. I just think that it's interesting that the Titans opt to not travel to London until, I guess you could kind of say, like the last minute, because not like they're going to be getting any hard practices or anything like that in over in London. But and then let's talk about, before we get into the health report, let's talk about the field. Now,
oh my gosh,
you're familiar. You're more familiar with that stadium than I am. But I saw a video the other day of it basically looking like them rolling out carpet, like turf carpet over like concrete, like cement. It looked that bad. Like, give us the scoop on the Tottenham Spurs Stadium.
They play on grass for soccer, and then switch it over to turf for football. I'm speaking in American terms. Usually I call soccer football, but for the sake of this, like it's not safe at all. And that stadium is brand new. They built it for this reason, so they could have multiple different sports going on. I know they have boxing events there too. It's kind of just like so they can get as much money as they can. I'm not really cool with it. I'm worried about our players' health, honestly, more than the game. But yeah, like this is like, it's not good. I'll tell you that. Like I hope we can get in and get out and have Lamar sing in the fourth quarter. We haven't seen it in a while, but I really need that to happen because I'm worried. I'm worried for, guys like Odell as well. Guys have come back, Justice Hill, Gus Edwards. I'm worried about it because I know even the Bills player said, I felt like you're playing on concrete with just a little bit of turf over it. Concussions, you have to look at that. Like the wrong way hitting that's not good. So keep an eye on that. It's not safe.
Yeah, like, I mean, if you're the NFL and you're pushing and trying so hard to get teams to go overseas, go across the pond to London and play and potentially even, have a franchise over there, you would think that they would want to get the field right. You know what I mean? Right. Like, don't put your players at risk every time they go to London. That literally doesn't make any sense to me at all. But yeah, I just wanted to get your take on that because I've been seeing a lot of people
Yeah.
online kind of chopping it up about, the field that we're getting ready to play on Sunday. Early game too, different time zone. So all of us Ravens fans are gonna have to be up bright and early. Set your alarms, right? Set your alarms for about 8:30, 9 o'clock. Get yourself ready for that 9:30 kickoff because it's gonna be an early one and kind of like de facto primetime game. Everyone's gonna be watching.
It is. It is.
Yeah.
It's a primetime game no matter. It's the only game won. It's a primetime game, our first one of the season. Let's win it.
Yeah.
Let's win it convincingly. Let's kind of get the whole London bad taste out of our mouth.
Right. And I could argue that a Sunday morning game is kind of like extra prime time, right? Because like nobody's at work, nobody's just getting off of work, right? And like football is coming on for the rest of the day. So like why not wake up extra early and get that little extra football in? I mean, that's what I want to do.
You're not going to sleep during it. Like during Sunday night games, they can go to like 11, midnight depending.
Exactly.
And if you have work the next day, you can be asleep by 9:30, 10. You're missing the whole half. This it's going to be on.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, who doesn't want to watch Lamar Jackson in London?
Right.
London Lamar will be a sight to see. I'm just going to say that, put that out there right now. I'm going to say that. Okay. It's time to go ahead and get into the health report led by our guy, Simply AS10. We're going to go ahead and put it up on the screen here.
Yeah. Can we bring up one more comment? One more,
sure,
real quick.
Yeah. What's up?
Oscar, he asked me, how am I feeling about all of the Tottenham content as an Arsenal fan? I'm actually wearing my Arsenal scarf right now. I've kind of been ignoring it all. So John Harbaugh met Tottenham's head coach. I mean, it's two clubs that just underperform all the time, that they have talent. What's funny is that the Ravens have won a Super Bowl, gotten a whole new quarterback, and a whole new team since Tottenham's even won a trophy since 2008. I hate it. I'll tell you that. I hate the content. They're on the wrong side of London. The red side is the right side of London. That's all I got to say. The white side doesn't exist. Just got to tell you that. Okay. Yeah. Thank you for
words of wisdom from Simply AS10. We appreciate the comment, Oscar. All right, so health report. Go ahead and break it down for us, bro.
Oh my God, look at that! Look at all those fools. Oh my gosh, unlimited. So we obviously know Odell, Jadeveon, Marlon, Makari, Keaton Mitchell, Morgan Moses, Geno Stone all practice. Only Odafe Owe has not practiced.
Mm-hmm.
Like, is he going on IR? Because we're approaching. I think this will be a third game missed, I believe. Next week's 4 could have been on the IR. Not sure what's going on there.
Me neither. I'm thinking it's probably one of those things that they didn't expect to linger, but now it's lingering. Yeah. One of those deals. Yeah. But we definitely need Odafe Owe back out there on the field. But you know what? I saw a tweet earlier today that said the Ravens were second in sacks in the league.
Yeah.
And I just, I find that so hard to believe. Like, just because when I'm watching the games, it really doesn't seem like we're getting that much pressure. Like, to be ranked second in sacks. What did you think of that?
You got to think about Kyle Hamilton's our leading sack goer with 3. Oh,
yeah.
All in the same game.
Right.
Patrick Queen, 2.5. Roquan Smith, 1.5. Madubuike has 1. I know Clowney has 1. Like, it doesn't feel like it because they just don't. We aren't getting 5 or 6 a game. I mean, I kind of had to double check that as well, but I still want a Daniil Hunter. I still want. I mean, Frank Clark's going to be out there, and he shows up in the biggest games in the playoffs.
Yeah.
I still want that edge rusher as well. And seeing what Justin says, what about fourth quarter sacks? Yeah. What about getting sacks when it matters most? What about if we sacked Pickett last week on their final drive to give us some momentum? Where's that at? We need that.
You know what? I think it's interesting because you bring up the fact that we don't get a whole lot of fourth quarter sacks, but that's normally around the time when the defense is starting to gas out, things like that, as we saw last week against the Steelers. But the fact that our numbers look the way they do and we're ranked second in sacks without having that game record, TJ Watt, Myles Garrett, Bosa, guys like that, that tells me that Mike McDonald, Ravens defensive coordinator, has been doing a hell of a job scheming up pressures, simulating pressures, and only time that we can't really get pressure is when, guys are a little bit more tired. The scheme's not really working as well as it was in the first half of the game. And that's when you really could benefit from having a TJ Watt, a Myles Garrett, one of those game records or game closers, right? And that's another reason why we miss Tyus Bowser. Nobody really likes to talk about Tyus, but Tyus Bowser was kind of that guy. You can argue maybe he's like a poor man's TJ Watt or what all those other names I just mentioned, but he was getting the job done late in games. So we definitely need him back. But just want to kind of give props to Mike Macdonald for what he's been able to do so far without having that premier pass rusher and still being second in the league in sacks. His unit is second in the league in sacks. It's crazy. And like you mentioned, they're kind of spread out amongst a bunch of guys. We had a game where we schemed up Kyle Hamilton to get 3 sacks in one half.
Yep.
Like, where do they do that at? That doesn't happen. You know what I mean? No. So big shout out to Mike Macdonald. But let's continue here with this the iWin report.
So you see on the bottom Titans, defensive back Elijah Molden, linebacker Luke Gifford, and wide receiver Treylon Burks not travel. They're already ruled out. So you look at their defensive tackle Tier Tart, didn't practice. And then you have Monty Hooker now limited. Something to keep your eye on. Danico Autry limited. Aaron Brewer did not practice. And Aziz Al-Shair limited. They're banged up. We're healthier than them right now, which is something I haven't been able to say much. But guys out for them, I mean, Treylon Burks, the number 2 receiver. So got to watch out for Hopkins still, obviously. Yeah. And then a little banged up in the secondary and banged up on the D-line as well. So I don't know if we're going to run the ball or pass the ball, but we're looking in a better spot than they are health-wise, which is something that we aren't used to saying.
Yeah. Health-wise, we definitely are looking better. And you know what they say, health is wealth. So we will see if that translates on Sunday. So now it's gonna be time to go ahead and get into our preview breakdown. We're going to give you guys our keys to victory and also kind of giving you guys the breakdown on the matchup, right? So I'll go ahead and run through this. So in terms of these stats through week 5 of the NFL season 2023, the Ravens are averaging 206 passing yards a game while averaging 146 rushing yards a game. Now in terms of yards allowed, pass yards allowed is going to be 207. Rush yards allowed is going to be 91. And then overall points per game, 21.8, which ranks 17th in the NFL. And points per game allowed, only 15, which is ranked 2nd in the NFL. What does that tell you? That tells you our offense is kind of average. Our defense is elite. That's what it tells you. And then going over to the Titans side of things, passing yards a game, about 210. Rushing yards a game, 106. They allow 263 through the air and 94 on the ground per game. Points per game, they have 17.6 points a game, and they're ranked 26 in that metric. Points per game allowed, 18.6, which is ranked 9th. So they are kind of like, based off of these numbers, you just kind of look at these raw numbers, they're kind of like a poor man's Ravens.
Yep. I was exactly going to say that.
That's kind of what they are.
I mean, like, you look at our points per game, we're middle of the pack.
Right.
But on the bottom half of the middle of the pack. I don't like that at all. Like, I had 21.8 points with this offense is not good enough. I'm not going to sit here and say fire anybody, but I'm acknowledging it's not good enough. Defense right there, all we have to do is literally score 2 touchdowns and a field goal.
Yeah.
And we're good. That's like 2000s Ravens defense, Score a certain amount of points and you'll win the game. We do that last week. We're going to the overtime with them. So, but I want to see them passing yards up. Rushing yards, I'm not really surprised, but rushing yards allowed. I mean, keeping them under 100 for both defenses is very impressive, I'd say, especially in the NFL now. But I'm just looking at the Ravens. I want to score over 30 points this week. That's score over 30. Like, I'm not going to sit here and say I want over 30. Give me 30 points or
Like don't embarrass us in another country. Don't embarrass us on national television. Like, please. I know it's happened before. I'm thinking about the Jaguars game from a couple years back in London. I was literally sitting in my off-campus apartment in college, like on a Sunday morning, just wrapped up in a blanket, just sad. Of us getting blown out. Like, I think it was like, they scored like 40 on us. We dropped like 7 or 10 points. It was bad. 44-7. Yeah, I thought that was the exact score right there. Thank you. But yeah, want to get you guys' opinions on your keys to victory. So, Alex, I'll let you give your keys to victory first for this game. I'll go, and then we'll get into the Rain Gang. I know you got some ideas. Come on, bro.
We spoiled it from Monday. But number one, obviously, catch the damn football. All right. Please. I don't want to sit here and make another video of drops. That was embarrassing. All right. I don't think we'll do it again. Actually, I know we won't do it again. I want us to, spread the love around, but I also want Rashad Bateman to get some extra love. I want to see him get some just targets all around the field. Let the playmaker make plays.
Yeah.
But yeah, no drops, and let's get Bateman involved the same way that we've been forcing Zay. I want to see what he does.
Right. Yeah, I mean, because at the end of the day, when it comes to your receiving core, you have to establish confidence in that room, within that group. Like that's one of the most important position groups to establish confidence, because we know how receivers are. We know how they have been historically throughout the league. A little bit more emotional than other position groups, right? Kind of have that, wear that chip on their shoulder, wear their heart on their sleeves a little bit more. But so when things aren't really going their way, you can see that confidence kind of get shot, and it affects their play. The drops seemed contagious. Like it literally was contagious last week against Pittsburgh. And if you clean up that one little blemish in our game, we're having a totally different discussion right now. I mean, we're talking about, is this receiving core about to break out? If Zay Flowers catches that deep ball, right? If Rashad Bateman catches that touchdown, you know what I mean? If Odell Beckham Jr. runs a better route and goes up and catches that fade ball, oh my God, we're having a totally different conversation. So I think that, go ahead.
No, keep going.
No, I was just going to say that, like, I think that, like, you're right. You're absolutely right. Todd Monken, he needs to focus and put an extreme emphasis on getting these guys going early, because that's the only way that we're going to get their confidence to where it needs to be.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I got too excited because I want to ask you this question.
Okay.
In his young career, when was the time Rashad Bateman had confidence as an NFL wide receiver?
Man, I mean, you could argue his first couple games that he played, when we were feeding him, he was moving the football. And keyword, we were feeding him, right? Exactly. Feed Rashad Bateman.
That's the only time he's had confidence in his third year now. I know you shouldn't need confidence to play well, but unfortunately, as an NFL receiver, you're going to have to, get that going. So, yeah, they're my number one. I'm glad you brought up confidence, though, because I was like, the only time he was the Chargers game, the Vikings game, and the Dolphins game. That three stretch when he was getting first down. Yeah. That's when he had it.
Yeah. Now, I do think that one of my biggest keys to victory in this one is going to be first quarter established dominance. And that may sound like cliche, generic, but established dominance on the ground, because this is going to be one of those games where both teams are going to, like, to open the game, to start the game, they're going to be like, okay, can you stop our run game? And we'll dictate how we play the rest of this game based off of that, right? They've got a Derrick Henry, we've got a Lamar Jackson and company. So it's going to be like a battle of who can kind of establish themselves as the better running team, and then the rest of the game will be dictated off of that. So just stopping Derrick Henry early, putting them in passing situations, getting them behind the chains, right? So first and second downs, got to win those downs. Downs. Third downs have to be 3rd and 6, 3rd and 7 and more. Put them in those type of situations, and we can see what happens. But that's going to be my biggest key to victory. Let's go ahead and see what you guys' keys to victories are down here. Emmanuel's COD channel says super key to the game, Harbs not being Harbs, conservatism. Okay, what do you think about that? You think Harbs should be aggressive, kind of go for the jugular in this one?
As for aggressive, I don't want to go for it on 4th and 2, and we're leaving points out there. My biggest thing is when we're leaving points out there, and it's not 2019, John. I know as much as you want to, go for it. And even then, I don't think we weren't even going to go for it there. Just having the offense out on the field, it just didn't make any sense to me. And Harbs is his own worst enemy, unfortunately. I think he overthinks things. He has been outcoached by Mike Tomlin 70% of 7 out of their last 10 games. He's 3-7 against them. That is awful. Yeah. You are owned by Mike Tomlin. And this is bad Steeler teams. This isn't the Steeler teams with Hines Ward, Polamalu, Brett Kiesel, James Harrison, Big Ben in his prime. No, like this is worn down Pittsburgh Steeler teams with Randy Finkner and Matt Canada, offensive coordinator. That's embarrassing. Harbaugh needs to get back to being his best self, which I believe was, the early days when he had the guys on the team, but just don't be scared and don't play just all like conservative, bro. Sit there and just do your thing and play smart football. That's and fuck the analytics sometimes. I'll say it. Analytics have low-key ruined sports in some ways. Yeah.
It's a man's game, not a computer's game, right?
Right.
Yeah. All right. Bringing up some of what you guys are saying in the chat here. Yolanda B says, keys to victory, in-game adjustments, and use our running backs. Absolutely. And speaking of running backs, we saw Keaton Mitchell, full practice, travel with the team, obviously. You think he'll get some burn on Sunday?
There is a spot on the 53-man roster. So I definitely think he could make Melvin Gordon inactive. It depends how they feel about how the game's going to go, but if he's in there, he's a threat receiving the ball at the backfield as well. And Justice Hill has been having those fumbling issues.
Yeah. And then here is one from Mod Rush. Says, and for the love of God, do not abandon Gus Edwards in the red zone. I agree with this one. We talked about it on Monday's episode. This is a guy who's averaging 5 yards a carry. That being said, technically speaking, in theory, you can give him the ball every play. It's going to be a touchdown every drive. You know what I mean? Because every 2 plays is a first down. So it's like, give him the ball and let him bruise that defensive line. Let him bruise those linebackers, because that's what he does. I mean, he's a hard-hitting, bruising type running back. He's not a finesse guy. So when you get down, close inside the red zone, don't be afraid to give him the ball, especially with all the misdirection and pre-snap stuff that we have going on. Zay Flowers going from one side to the next. I just think it would be beneficial with the way that we're spacing this year to give Gus Edwards the damn ball in the red zone, because he's going to eat up the defense for about 3-4 yards a carry at least. So I totally agree with Mod Rush right here.
Yeah, and I'm looking at the other side too. Derrick Henry threw a touchdown 2 games ago. Threw a touchdown against us. Please do not take this team lightly. Do not play down to the competition the same way we did with the Steelers. That's another criticism I have of Harbaugh. His teams play down to competition. There is no way in hell we should have only put up 10 points last week. And this week too. The Titans, with all due respect, they're not the best football team in the league. They're not a top 10 team. Go out there and make them look childish. Probably won't, but we should.
Do not play down to the level of our competition. That's just no. A couple more keys to victory from you guys here. MJ says, Coach Harbs, please, for God's sake, stop costing us games. Take your points and get better at communication to your players. Get better, Coach. Yeah, yep. I mean, I want to point out that last part. Get better at your communication to players. We've seen late game blunders where obviously there was some communication issues from the sideline to the players, and what's happening on the field. We can talk about the Zay Flowers thing that happened, right? A couple weeks ago. Yeah, Linderbaum last week. So those type of things are just errors that have to be cleaned up, because you're not going to be a playoff team when you're having meltdowns like that, especially in big key moments, close games. So, yeah. Now, we do have our guy Gerald in the house, a Purple Rain pioneer himself. It wouldn't even be right if he wasn't here for this episode 200, man. Always supporting us, man. Always. He's been there for a long time, since day one, I want to say, man. So thank you so much, G Money, for coming through, dropping the 20 piece in the chat, making it rain here on episode 200 of the Purple Rain podcast. We appreciate you, Joe, for everything that you do. We really do. Thank you. Thank you so much. And let us know your keys to victory. Joe, throw your keys to victory down in the chat. We want to know what you think it's going to take for the Ravens to leave London with a W.
Yeah.
Okay. So let me see. I think I saw one more key to victory in here that I want to bring up. Lisa says, get Pat Ricard the ball. Get Pat Ricard the ball.
All right,
now,
listen, I'm not against it, because I don't think we've ran a fullback dive at all this year.
No,
I wouldn't hate it. There's times where I wouldn't hate it, like on a 3rd and 1 or a 2nd and 1, because they wouldn't expect it. They think he's going to block.
Right. I wouldn't even mind it on the goal line if we get that close, right?
Right. Passing, I don't want it to be like a Greg Roman where we have the Pat Ricard drives, but 1 to 2 touches maybe. Nothing too crazy. Fantastic blocker.
Yeah, there's very specific use cases that you would want to plug and play him, and like you said, those very short yardage situations, like I said, on the goal line, maybe if you just need him to manpower a yard for you, manpower a third and inches or whatever, third and goal from the one, give it to Ricard. Give it to Ricard. Eagles, they have the tush push thing with Jalen Hurts. Ricard could be our thing. Push pat.
Honestly, line Ricard at quarterback into the tush push. I'm kidding. I just Okay. What a play.
Okay.
The brotherly
What
show.
a play. What a play. All right. I think, that's going to do it for our keys to victory. Now let's go ahead and get into a score prediction.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's go ahead and predict the final score for this one. You know what? I'll start it off. Start it off this time. I'm going to go with the Ravens win. I think that the Ravens do bounce back. I do think that what we talked about in the beginning of the episode may play a factor. The Ravens being in London pretty much the majority of this week. The Titans only just now flying there. I think they're probably going there as we speak. I think that might have an impact. Also, considering the fact that the Ravens are coming off of a tough loss. They're going to be playing pissed off, going to be wanting to bounce back, especially those receivers. You remember what happened a couple years ago? I think we played the Lions and we had Hollywood Brown, right? And Hollywood Brown had like three drops in the first half, right? And everybody was criticizing him, slandering him the whole week. And it was really tough on Hollywood because it wasn't even like the whole team was dropping passes all day. It was mainly just him. Hollywood dropped two big ones that day. I remember specifically two what could have been touchdowns. Came back the next week, had like a 50-yard bomb for a touchdown, ran underneath it, dove for it, brought it in. You could just tell like he was not going to let that one slip through his fingers, And I want that same kind of energy from a Rashad Bateman, from a Zay Flowers, from a Mark Andrews this week, And I think it's going to happen. So I'm going to go with, I think it's the first time we dropped 30, Alex. I do. I'm feeling it. I
like it.
I'm going to go 31-13 Ravens.
Wow. Wait a second. That was my same exact one. Okay.
Really? Whoa.
Promise you. 31-13. Same thing for me. Give me a Rashad Bateman touchdown.
Okay.
I definitely think he needs it. I think we feed him it. And it's just going to make a lot of sense when Zay Flowers has his first NFL touchdown across the pond. It's going to make too much sense. So, give me those two. I'm seeing 27-10 Ravens. I like that. See 34-17 GK, 28-10 JD. Okay. See, 45-10. I would love that. I can always count on Lisa for the fantastic score predictions.
Facts.
I want this to be a game we look at. That's when the offense clicked.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping
it'll be perfect. It'll be perfect if the offense decides to click on national TV, right? For a super duper primetime game. It'd be perfect.
And right before our schedule starts to get a little hard. The schedule now starting to pick up. Tough game next week at the bank against my Lions. And then it starts to get harder and harder. I'm seeing all Ravens. 21-13.
Can you real quick, can you list our next 5 opponents?
I would love to do that.
Yeah, I want to know because I know roughly what it is, but in order, I want to hear it because it makes losing last week. Before you say that, it makes losing last week really bad because now this week is a must-win. This is a must-win game for the Ravens. So go ahead and list off our next 5 opponents.
Titans, Lions, Cardinals, Seahawks, Browns. Not the hardest in the world, but after the Browns, Bengals, Chargers, Rams, Jags, Niners.
Yeah,
then Dolphins, Steelers to end the season.
Yeah, that's tough for sure. So the next 5 aren't too bad. A couple tough matchups, and I say about 2 or 3 of those are going to be really tough. But I think we can still pull out.
I don't know who the Seahawks are yet. I don't know who.
Right? Yeah.
My only thing I'm looking at the Lions and then traveling West Coast, just the traveling because we're going to be. I don't know when we're coming home from London, but the fact we don't have a bye week really sucks after London. I don't know how that's a thing. And then our bye week is. Wow, when is our bye week?
That's a good question.
I believe at
10, 11, something like that.
It's after the Chargers game. That's a late bye week. Wow. So we have Titans, Lions, Cardinals, Seahawks, Browns, Bengals, Chargers bye week, and then Rams, Jags, Niners, Dolphins, Steelers.
So
That's
J
elite.
Prime 235 and Yolanda saying
That's
in the chat
late.
that's week 13. A week 13
That's
bye week
elite.
is very late. I don't think we've had a bye week that late in years.
Yeah.
So yeah. Rob Jack says I better not wake up to no BS game. Handle business, please. Yeah, Rob, we are right there with you. Right there with you. I saw some money in the chat saying that they are from Los Angeles, clocking in from Los Angeles. Thank you so much for watching.
6:30 in the morning to watch that.
Yeah.
See, like I said, I wake up that for soccer early kickoff games at 7:00, so I get that. But 6:30, man, that's
tough. You might as well go to work at that point. 6:30
got
a.m.
the coffee brewing.
Facts. Okay. So those are our score predictions for this game. Now listen.
Uh-oh.
You guys know what time it is.
Oh.
We got to take a look at last week for the picks. Week 5.
I want to get over 75%, man. What the hell is going on?
It's tough. It's so hard getting 70+% on picks, man. So last week I picked at 64% and Simply picked at 57%. I think the only game that we differed on was the Titans and Colts game.
Yep.
I believe you picked the Titans. I picked the Colts. Colts ended up winning. And yeah, here we are. So it's week 6 now. Week 6, right? And we do have a super chat donation.
Uh-oh.
This one coming from our guy Max Offit, dropping the 5-piece in the chat, making it rain here on episode 200 of the Purple Rain podcast. Make sure you guys like the video, subscribe to the channel as well, and don't forget there's a jersey giveaway happening at the end of this episode, so make sure you stay tuned in to hear the winner of the Zay Flowers jersey. It's a purple one too, purple Zay Flowers jersey. Make sure you stay tuned in for that. Max says, congrats boys, we are better than this team, being the Titans. Please don't get too cute, Todd Monken. OBJ anytime touchdown is a lock. Ooh,
okay,
lock.
Okay,
Max,
I like it.
I like the confidence. I mean, I heard what Odell was saying today at the at his presser, that they were having in London. He was saying that like he really hopes that he can be, as productive as he knows he can be starting this week. So we'll see what he does in this game. We'll see if Lamar and him have had a conversation, which I'm sure they had. After a play like that, it was supposed to be the christening play, Lamar Jackson to Odell Beckham Jr. for the first time for the win. Ended up being the complete opposite, an interception for what, subsequently the loss. I know they had a conversation after that, like, hey, look, we got to get on the same page, the same sheet of music if we're going to make this thing work, so hopefully they've done that. But anytime touchdown as a lock, I mean, Max got his ear to the streets, like we call him.
Hey, he might know something that we don't know. He might know that, hey, when we get in the red zone, Odell, look his way.
Yeah, we'll see. But I do think that we are better than the Titans. I do think that, but I thought we were better than the Steelers. I know we're better than the Steelers, but this thing, we just play down to the level of our competition, just like we did against the Colts too. So hopefully we can kind of break that chain and start making bad teams look like bad teams, because that's what good teams do. So, but thank you so much again for your super chat donation, Max. We really do appreciate you and your support. Okay.
Is it time?
So I think it's time. It's time for our weekly picks. So week 6 NFL is here. I'm cueing the music.
And there it is.
Go.
The Broncos. The Chiefs. I know who I want to win, but I know who's going to win, and that's the Chiefs. This is easy.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Chiefs in this one too. I heard Taylor Swift is going to be in the house tonight. I know, look, Alex hates it. I don't know. It's kind of growing on me just a little bit. I don't even like Taylor Swift's music like that, but I just think that it's kind of cool. There's a whole bunch of new attention swirling around the NFL. You don't have to pay attention to it if you don't want to. The football's still there, right? But I'm gonna go with the Chiefs in this one. You're right. It's a little corny.
My only thing is, like, I really don't have a problem if they're like have a whole camera dedicated to her. Like, why isn't the camera on Gervonta Davis when she's at a Ravens game? I get it.
Well,
her fans are crazy. I know her fans are crazy.
I can answer that very easily, Alex.
All right, Kanye made her famous. All right, moving on to the next game is the Panthers and the Dolphins. I'm not thinking too hard about this. Tua, Waddle, Hill, Dolphins.
Yeah. Give me the Dolphins too. You know what? Last week I picked the Dolphins and I picked Tyreek to go for 200 yards and 2 touchdowns. He finished with 181 yards. I got close and 1 touchdown. So, but I'm gonna pick the Dolphins again this week.
All right, moving on to next game, we have the Saints and the Texans. Texans let us down last week. We thought they were going to beat the Falcons. They did not. The Saints coming off of a massive win against the Patriots. I like the Saints. Is this their offense cooking? I think so. Give me the Saints.
I think this is going to be a good game, to be honest with you.
It is.
I think it's going to be a close one. C.J. Stroud and the Texans just fell short last week. But give me the Panthers in this one. Not the Panthers, but the Texans. Give me the Texans. I'm sorry. Give me the Texans, yeah.
Gotcha. All right, next up we have the Manders and the Falcons. They're playing in Atlanta, okay? Desmond Ridder does not lose at home. What do you think?
Man, you guys know how I feel about the Commanders, man. I mean, tough loss on Thursday Night Football last week, but I'm picking them again. I think that they bounce back. I still believe in Sam Howell. I'm going with the Commanders.
See, I don't understand the Falcons. I don't think they're good, but why are they winning every game at home? I'm going to go with the Falcons. I call them Desmond Ridder, but they just win at home. They just win at the Mercedes-Benz Arena. Give me the Falcons in this one.
Okay.
Next up, the Colts and the Jags. The Colts with Gardner Minshew at quarterback. The Jags are finally home from that 2-week stint in London. I like the Jags in this one. I like the way they look at the Bills. They're really, really good, really, really fast and sharp. Give me the Jags.
Give me the Colts. Give me the Colts in this one. I'm going to take the Colts over the Jags. I think it's going to be a tough divisional matchup. In divisional matchups, some of the time they can come down to, like a lot of other NFL games, what's going on in the trenches. I think that the Colts have better trench work than the Jags. Give me the Colts in the close one.
Next up, the Seahawks and the Bengals. I already saw Jamar Chase, Witherspoon. There's a little bit of beef going on. The Bengals are at home. I'm going to pick them as well. I don't know who the Seahawks are. I do feel like you're already picking one a bull in Jamar Chase, who kind of lit it up last week. Not really smart. Give me the Bengals in this one.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Bengals too. I think that the Bengals are starting to hit that stride where, you know, they're turning things around for the better. So, yeah, give me the Bengals.
100%. And then we have the Vikings and the Bears. Battle of mid. Justin Jefferson is out.
On IR, yeah.
Yeah, the Bears are coming off that massive win against the Commanders last week where DJ Moore lit it up. Kirk Cousins, I've seen there's possible trade rumors going on. Their defense not looking the best. I guess give me the Bears in this one. They are at home. I'm not the biggest Justin Fields truther, but he did look pretty good with DJ Moore last week.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Bears in this one too. Justin Fields, one of the top touchdown throwers so far this year in the league, and DJ Moore is a dog, certified. And also, when you look at the Vikings side of the football, I mean, listen, lack of stars, right? No more Dalvin Cook. Justin Jefferson's out for the next month. Kirk Cousins got distractions. There's all sorts of things going down, on top of the fact that they couldn't run the ball this year as is. So let me get the Bears. It looks like they're surging. They're figuring things out. I'll take Chicago.
Yeah, the Ravens passed on a certain DJ Moore for a 20-some-year-old tight end. He's not even with the team anymore. That's neither here nor there. Moving on to our 4 o'clock window. The 49ers and the Browns. Deshaun Watson is out. I don't care if he was playing, if he wasn't playing. Niners by like 17 or more.
Yeah. Niners by murder for sure.
Okay, or that. Next up, we have the Jacoby Myers Bowl. The Patriots and the Raiders. Raiders, honestly, wasn't expecting them to win on Monday night, but they did. I didn't stay up and watch it because it was kind of a snooze fest, but I'm going to pick the Raiders again. The Patriots are in shambles. Mac Jones will not be the starting quarterback by halftime. Bailey Zappi or I think Will Grier will be in at that time.
Yeah. Give me the Raiders in that one too. It really does seem like the Patriots are completely unraveling right now. 3 points scored the last 2 weeks, but I think like 70 points have been scored on them. It's crazy. It's crazy right now. I mean, Bill Belichick is in the hot seat as he should be.
Yep.
You know. And like you said, I mean, Mac Jones, he probably won't start the entire game. He probably won't play the entire game. They benched him the last 2 weeks. You know, just wasn't getting it done. So either who was it, Bailey Zappi, who I don't think that Patriots fans have a whole lot of faith in, but a lot of Patriots fans, they want to see Malik Cunningham get his chance at quarterback. So we'll see if that ends up happening. But yeah, I'm going to go with the Raiders in that one.
Yeah. You don't have much to lose if you're a Patriots fan right now. I believe they are 1-4. Yeah, that division's going to be hard to get back into. This next one, I have been waiting for this game for a while, not because of the teams, but because of the uniforms. Lions and the Buccaneers, one of my personal favorite uniforms, are back. The creamsicles. I love the creamsicles, but I love the Lions a little bit more. I like the Lions in this one. Jared Goff has been lighting it up. Sam Laporte did not practice, something I'm going to keep my eyes on. Amon-Ra St. Brown is back, though. Jameson Williams is back from betting. Listen, I get it, Jameson. You got the little itch. All good. I like the Lions in this one, but gosh, I cannot wait to see those uniforms, man. I love them so much.
Yeah. I'm going to go with the Lions in this one, too. I'll take the Lions.
Awesome. Oh, okay. We're saying Jerry Jacobs pick. Hey, I would love that. He has, I believe, 3 in the past 2 weeks. Yeah, and we play him next week, so that'd be fun to see. Next up, a nice NFC West matchup: the Cardinals and the Rams. Not gonna think too hard about this. Give me the Rams. Cooper Kupp's back. They lost last week, but they're just better than the Cardinals and Josh Dobbs.
Yeah, give me the Rams in that one too. Cardinals are another one of those teams that eventually you're going to see a complete free fall. Yeah, give me the Rams.
Yeah, and next to the Eagles and the Jets. Of course, it's a 425 window. We all thought Aaron Rodgers was going to be playing, but he's not. Eagles, simple. Think too much about this.
Yeah, going to go with the Eagles in that one too. Easy.
And then, of course, Sunday Night Football. What is a Sunday night, a primetime game without an NFC East team? We have the Giants and the Bills. Please stop putting the Giants on primetime. I don't want to watch them. Give me the Bills. Give me a Stephon Diggs touchdown.
Yeah, I'm taking the Bills. First off, I'll just say that. But I don't know what the NFL was thinking when they put the Giants on so many primetime games. Like, it just doesn't, like, did you expect Daniel Jones to have, like, some sort of massive leap to where he's just going to be super entertaining this year? Did you not think that Saquon was going to be in and out? Did you not? I don't get it. I don't get it. I would love to talk to whoever makes the schedules and assigns the
Daniel Jones
games, but yeah,
not looking like he'll play. So I'll be Tyrod Taylor, Ravens legend, at quarterback.
Yeah.
And finally, Monday night, Cowboys Chargers. Like, once again, bro, it was Cowboys last week on Sunday night. Now they're on Monday night. I'm tired of the Cowboys. They have a better chance this game though. But I like the Chargers, and I like Justin Herbert winning this game.
See, now this is going to be a damn good game. Much better than Cowboys 49ers, because I think that Cowboys and the Chargers, they're a lot closer in terms of talent, skill, just overall how good the teams are. So we're really going to get a real litmus test on the Cowboys. I don't think a lot of people really expected them to beat the 49ers. But there's going to be more expectations for them to beat the Chargers, and that's what's going to make this a good game. I am going to go with the Cowboys in this one. I'm going to go with the Cowboys in a close one. I think that the pass rush starts to get to Justin Herbert a little bit towards the end. Give me the Cowboys. Okay. If the Cowboys lose, I would love to see it. I'll just put that on record because it'd be super duper funny. It'd be hilarious on Monday morning. It would be.
It would. And yeah, that is your Week 6 NFL picks on this 200th edition of the Purple Rain podcast, which leads us into our next segment.
Yes. Purple
Rain parlays. Took a week off. I might take this week off as well, but here were some plays. Got Broncos and the Chiefs tonight. I'll start us off.
Okay.
Under 52.5 points. I don't think the weather is the best there. I don't think the Broncos have a good offense. Hell, they're trading away players. Frank Clark's next one going to be gone. I don't see them putting up a lot of points. Jerry Jeudy's going to be gone. I can't see them putting up more than 21 points. Give me under 52.
Under 52.5 points scored in tonight's game. I kind of like that. I mean, there's not a whole bunch of firepower with the Chiefs anymore. Now that they don't have like a Tyreek Hill to really take the top off of a defense. Travis Kelce's a little banged up, right? And Kadarius Toney, guys like that, he hasn't really stepped up and been what we had expected him to be. MVS and Rice is cool, but yeah, and then the Broncos overall are just struggling. They're just struggling. Russell Wilson is not playing as bad as people are making it seem, but they're just not getting it done at the end of the day. So I think this might be like one of those ugly games where it's kind of low scoring. So yeah, I kind of like that pick.
16-mile-per-hour winds. It can get up to 20-mile-per-hour tonight. Just got to keep my eyes on that.
Yeah, that is insane. Now for me, don't have any plays for tonight's game, but you guys know I'm gonna give you a play for that Ravens game. I gotta get you one. I'm gonna go with, and I was thinking about this too. I'm gonna take the over on Zay Flowers receiving yards. That line I assume is gonna be around like 40 something, maybe.
I can pull it up right now on FanDuel. I got you.
If you could, yeah, if you could.
56.5.
56.5. Damn, it's kind of high. I gotta rethink this now.
Andrews is 51.5.
Does Bateman have a line?
He does not.
Makes sense. You know what? I think I'm gonna go with Mark Andrews over on the passing yards. I think that Mark Andrews will have easily 4 or 5 catches. He's gonna be one of the main guys who's gonna want to get his get back from that Sir Drops-A-Lot game. Especially since he dropped the touchdown, dropped one early in the game too. I think that Mark Andrews. I think Lamar Jackson is going to come back to Mark Andrews in a big way in London, mixed in with some other wide receivers as well. But give me the over on Mark Andrews receiving yards. And then for an anytime touchdown, give me a Gus Edwards anytime touchdown. I think that Todd Monken and company, I think that they listened to our advice. They heed our advice on this episode 200 of PRP. They're going to give Gus Edwards the ball in the red zone, and he's going to score. I may just be speaking that into existence myself as a fan, but I think it's going to happen. So if you want to bet on Sunday, if you want to have a nice little early morning bet session, right? Watch the game with a little extra skin in the game. Yeah, bet Gus Edwards anytime touchdown. Mark Andrews over on the receiving yards. And then, damn, I kind of want to come up with one more just to make it not even, but a good 3 legs, Help me out here, Alex. What should we do? What else should we do?
Okay, well, I can look at these rushing plays right now. Lamar Jackson, 41.5.
Ooh.
I don't think I want to touch that. What I will touch is the spread. The spread is 4 points. I like the Ravens spread. Minus 115.
Okay.
I like that. I like it a lot.
I mean, yeah, our score predictions definitely suggest that that's going to hit.
And the over-under is 41.5 right
now. I'll take the over on that for sure.
I would as well. There's a 4-legger right there.
That's a 4-leg. Yeah,
you're welcome.
I wonder what the odds come out to for that.
Oh, I'm on it right now.
Let's see.
Gotcha.
That's a nice 4-leg parlay right there. If you're a sports bettor, listen up, because that ticket, I'll tell you what, I'm going to put that ticket in. So if you guys want to ride with me, I mean, listen, go ahead.
Plus 986.
Listen, and they're going to have a profit boost.
They have to.
Yeah, they have a profit boost. It's going to come up to like plus 14, plus 1,500, something like that. Man, it's going to be great. That's going to be great. But that is going to be the Purple Rain parlay of this episode. Again, thank you guys so much for, kind of adopting that new segment with us this season. We hope you guys are enjoying it. We've actually been hitting. I don't know. We might have made some of you guys some money. This season. So if you have, you're part of the hashtag Gang, drop it down in the comments section, man. We'd love to see that. Okay. We're going to go ahead and take some questions from you guys.
Yeah.
I'm going to take some questions.
Anything. Any and everything.
Yeah. Let's see. While you guys are getting questions in here, again, make sure you stick around. Jersey giveaway is coming up. It's right around the corner. It's literally next. So
yes,
make sure you stick around for the announcement of the winner for the episode 200 Zay Flowers jersey giveaway. Lisa says, where does Joystick fit? Where does Zay Flowers fit?
I think we've seen him kind of fit. He's had his deep passes, missed the one last week, but he's a guy that can get open in the middle of the field. He will gain you yards. He will move the chains. I don't think we've seen the the peak of him yet. Obviously not. I think we've only seen the beginning. So
yeah, I do think that he needs to get just more comfortable and acclimated to the professional game with these grown men around him, because he does still at times look a little small in certain situations, and it's kind of reminiscent of like the Hollywood days in that regard. So I want to see him get a little bit tougher. I mean, he's already a fearless guy. I mean, a lot more. I can say this with confidence. He plays with a lot less fear in running the ball than Hollywood Brown did. I can say that, but I do want to see. I want to see a touchdown, man. I'm talking all this shit. I want to see a touchdown. I think I said it on the last stream. This offense won't really feel like it has arrived. This receiving core won't feel like it's arrived yet until we get a Zay Flowers touchdown, maybe a Rashad Bateman touchdown, hell, maybe even an Odell Beckham Jr. touchdown. One of those guys got to score, at some point for anybody to take this offense seriously. I mean, you guys saw it earlier in the show. This Ravens offense is ranked 17th in the league in points per game. That's got to come up. Right?
Yeah.
There's 16 to make the playoffs, and we're ranked 17th. Not good enough.
Yeah. I think about 2018 when we had Crabtree, Snead, and John Brown. They all scored a touchdown in the first game. But that offense, obviously, we know what happened. Lamar came in, took over. This one, if they can start hitting their stride now, I would love that, and just keep on building. But I wouldn't mind seeing a game where Bate, OBJ, and Zay all have a touchdown. That would be very, very pleasing to the Ravens fans.
Absolutely.
And the team itself, obviously.
Yeah, let me see. Chike dropping the question: how much do the Chiefs win by tonight, or do you think it will be close due to the divisional matchup?
I don't see it being.
You could. I'm gonna say this: if you're a betting man, we're going back to the gambling thing here, right? Broncos plus 10.5. Hear me out.
Oh,
it's not a bad bet. I think that's like maybe -1. I don't know the exact odds on that right now.
So we can talk about the past couple of games they've played. Broncos lost by 3. Broncos lost by 6. Broncos lost by 4. Broncos lost by 13. Broncos lost by 6.
Yeah.
They're relatively close games.
Right. Exactly.
But
keeping it kind of close.
I like the 10.5. I do like that. I think that's fair.
Yeah.
I think it's fair.
Yeah. I would say go plus 10.5. Let's see. Mod Rush has Frank Clark. Is he suitable for Mike McDonald's defense?
Rush, me and Rush text. Good friends.
Right. Yeah.
We're both in this Danielle Hunter. We need the agenda. I wouldn't hate Frank Clark because he has everything you want, especially his best games are in the postseason. With the Ravens, it feels like it's flip-flop. It feels like the Ravens' best games are in the regular season. I want more postseason playmakers. Wouldn't hate it at all.
Okay. That's a good point about the postseason. We definitely do need players who are going to show up in the postseason and not tuck their tail between their legs and show up. So
pick up the phone, EDC. I know you're home.
Yeah. MJ says, how do you feel about trading Daniel Fa'alele?
Can't do it. He's already coming because of I words.
Yeah.
It could very well happen again. Not right now.
Yeah. With the depth, with the depth issues right now at that position, we're gonna need him. He's not the best option there. We've seen that thus far, but is better than nothing. I'll say that, and we're definitely gonna need to keep him around just for emergency purposes. I would say
tackle, defensive back, edge rusher, next year first round.
Yeah. No, yeah. I mean that's a great point. It's got to be one of those 3 positions, right? Got to be.
You can't go receiver again. You can't.
No, can't afford that. Can't afford that. But no, got to start rebuilding that offensive line. Getting older, getting more expensive. Same thing with the DB room. Getting older, getting more expensive. Yeah, I know. I agree 100%. Let's see. Take a couple more questions here. Will Zay Flowers get his first touchdown on Sunday? Oh man, would love that. Man. As much as I want to say yes, I'm gonna say no.
Okay.
Yeah. As much as I want to say yes, I'm gonna say no. I think that, like I said, I think this is gonna be more of a game Mark Andrews. Mark Andrews is
Yeah.
going to get involved. Red zone Mark is going to be there in full effect. He's not dropping in the red zone this time. I think we rush in a couple. Maybe Justice Hill, Gus Edwards get one. Maybe even a Lamar Jackson touchdown. You know, I would love to see Zay Flowers. Again, we just got done talking about it. If we saw Zay Flowers touchdown, Rashad Bateman, Odell Beckham Jr., any of those guys that were supposed to be the guy, you know, that would be great to see. That'd be great to see. Yeah. We got another question. Well, this one's coming from Cheat Gay with the super chat donation. Dropping the 2-piece in the chat. We appreciate you, man. Making it rain here on episode 200 of PRP. It says, are people overreacting by saying trade Ronnie Stanley?
I think so. This isn't Madden. You can't just trade a guy with that contract like that. He hasn't been playing his best. I can agree, but you saw what happened when Alejandro Villanueva was there.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Damn,
I think they are overreacting. Yeah.
I think it's an overreaction too. I want to see more from Stanley this season before I'm ready to make that sort of claim. But he definitely needs to play better. I'll say that. Definitely got to play better late in that game against the Steelers. Just kind of getting worked in certain scenario situations, and we just can't have that. You know, Lamar Jackson. There's so much blame placed on Lamar Jackson's shoulders. Like nobody else even cares about what's going on around him. You know what I mean? Like, because I feel like the reason for that is because most people, when they're watching football, you know, from the broadcast angle, you watch the quarterback. Like when you watch the game and the play is snapped, what are you mainly watching? You're watching the quarterback drop back, make sure he's not getting any pressure, see what he's, you know, looking at. Maybe you might start looking downfield to see where he potentially might throw if the routes are even that shallow, right? Yeah. But yeah, I think that's a big reason why a lot of people place a bunch of blame on Lamar Jackson, even if it's his tackles getting treated like turnstiles, like, you know, that sort of thing. So yeah, I think it's overreaction. But yeah. So we're gonna go ahead and leave the questions there. We're about an hour and 2 minutes in, so I think it is time.
Drum
roll. My best Bruce Buffer impersonation.
We gotta talk about UFC. Hold up. UFC. Hold up.
Oh, yeah.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, we can talk about UFC.
Oliveira not fighting.
Yeah.
Paulo Costa not fighting. Steps in. Kamaru Usman.
Usman. Yeah, man. Yeah. Big shout out to Alexander Volkanovski. Guys, I promise we're gonna get to the giveaway. Just 1 second. Big shout out to Alexander Volkanovski and Kamaru Usman stepping up on 10 days notice against absolute killers. Because Islam Makhachev is a killer. Khamzat Chimaev is an absolute murderer. Like fighting these guys with a full, you know, couple months training camp or whatever. Professional fighters don't even want to do that. They don't even want to take a couple months to prepare for these guys, you know, and these guys are picking up the fight on about a week and a half notice. It's just crazy. I talked about it in some of my YouTube shorts. So if you guys want to check those out and see my predictions for those fights, make sure you go check out those videos. But yeah, man, UFC, big props to UFC and Dana White for even finessing and putting that together at the last minute. That's insane. Yeah, that is insane.
All right.
But like Boz says here, it's time. And Jabari Cruz Ellis dropping the 2-piece in the chat for the 200th episode. We appreciate you. Listen, it's 200 episodes into the Purple Rain podcast. We told you guys we're doing a jersey giveaway, so that's what we're doing. Zay Flowers, number 4. We just talked about him. Hopefully he scores a touchdown this week. Hopefully he scores. Hopefully I was wrong. Hopefully he scores. But listen, as we led with in this episode, we're 200 episodes in, 200 installments of this show in. And, you know, you guys have been rocking out with us for this entire time. And we just want to thank you guys from the bottom of our hearts because it means so much to us that we can get up here twice a week and talk to you guys, whether it be regular season time, playoffs, Super Bowl, or just 4 or 5 months of off season where there's nothing to talk about. And you guys are still here rocking out with us and supporting. So, you know, we just really appreciate you guys and just can't say it enough. So jersey giveaway, we've already selected. The winner was selected at random based off of the criteria that we put on our Instagram page. So if you didn't catch it this time, make sure you go on our Instagram, follow us on Instagram because, you know, we got more stuff coming down the pipeline. But for the winner of the Zay Flowers jersey for episode 200 of the Purple Rain podcast, it is going to be, drum roll please, our guy Oscar Lilienthal
Yes.
with the W, bringing home the W with the jersey giveaway, man. Congratulations. He's going to get that Zay Flowers jersey. Episode 200. Oscar, we appreciate you.
Yes, thank you.
Out with us, man. I don't even think we got to his question here. It says, how do we feel about Jerry Jeudy likely being traded before the deadline, according to Adam Schefter?
It's probably what's best for both parties, honestly.
Yeah,
but,
to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't want Jerry Jeudy on my team, not gonna lie. But listen.
Oh,
congratulations to Oscar Lilienthal, man. That's a W. Big W's in the chat for our guy Oscar. We appreciate you. We appreciate all you guys for coming through to this episode of the Purple Rain podcast. It's been a ride, man, and we're just getting started. 200 episodes in, and we got a whole lot more to go. More to go. Hopefully one day, man, maybe we can turn the Purple Rain podcast into its own network, right? And we can just be doing a bunch of different stuff underneath. Who knows? The future is bright. The future is bright. But the present is all we can ask for, to be honest with you.
yes.
Man, love it. Future's bright. The present's lit, whatever we want to call it. Love you guys. And again, if you didn't catch the giveaway this time, make sure you follow us on Instagram at the Purple Rain Podcast, like you see down below. And you could be entered in for the next one. Oscar dropping in the chat says, as the Zay Flowers Boston College alumni, this is honoring. Oh, man. We love that.
Glad we can do it.
Love that.
Appreciate you.
And Boston College alumni. That's actually crazy.
That's insane. That's actually
I know. So he's had to see Zay Flowers play live. That's
right. Had to.
That's awesome. Oscar says, I love y'all so much.
We love you,
man. Oscar, love you too, man. And make sure that you hit us up. DM the Instagram. DM the Purple Rain Podcast Instagram. Give us your size, your jersey size, and we will get that to you as soon as
and the address will get shipped to you.
Yes, address, all that. Yeah. We'll have a conversation in the chat. But appreciate you, Oscar, again. I appreciate all of you guys for your support of this show. I think we're going to go ahead and leave it there for this episode 200 of the Purple Rain Podcast, man. It just feels so surreal to say 200. I think that next week is going to be 201. We're having our review episode of this London game, and off to 300 and 400, man. It's crazy. It's crazy, man. I'm speechless, like you said.
Yeah. I guess just wrapping all up. Thank you again. Don't want to get, repeat ourselves, but like I said, with not too many constants in life, this has been one of my constants for the past 3 years. Every Monday, Thursday, when it was 2020 season, we had games on Wednesdays, Fridays, Tuesdays, whatever it was. Look, always talking about it. Yeah, like both of us personally and just on this. So shout out to this guy for even getting the idea up there. And it's been going.
Shout out to this guy for being receptive to the idea, because I didn't know what we were going to do. Yeah, it's been a ride. Yeah,
it's been crazy. But thank you all for coming through and coming to every episode and just listen to a couple of guys just talk some ball. It's like we're all just sitting around at the end of the bar where us fans are. The end of the bar. Hey, serving your drinks of choice. But as always, thank you all for coming through episode 200 of the Purple Rain Podcast. And as always, stay positive, test negative.
Yeah, and never, ever, ever forget, even on the rainiest of days, to call God. This has been episode